Whoa! What in the world is going on? Hello, my name's Jacob Forster. Welcome to the AMA. Thank you all so much, so very much for coming over to this channel, for hanging out, for enjoying what I do over here on YouTube. We've just recently surpassed 59,000 subscribers on the channel. I typically do these update videos every time we hit like a general milestone. Our last one I think was like right at 40K, which was just I think a few weeks ago. And we hit 50K super fast. And I was just like, you know what? I need to do a video on this. I need to do a little update video. And then it just kept going. And then it just kept on going. And I'm just losing my mind over here. Like, what in the world? There's so many people that are just stopping by. This is the most insane thing in the world. I've never had channel growth like this so quickly. And I've just been so excited. But we're now at 59K. It slowed down a little bit, which is anticipated when there's like a couple videos that are doing really well. Obviously, you get your ups and downs with YouTube. You get some big pushes, and then you get a little bit of a flat line, then you get some more pushes, and it just is kind of a back and forth. But it's always good. It's always great, and it's amazing to see it every single time that it happens. But for the last week here, I asked you all to ask me any questions to do an updated AMA. If you're wanting to, you can always jump back in time. I've got a few different like Jacob vlogs that I've been doing, and I did a early on AMA here on my channel, but I figured I'd ask you all to ask any new questions. That way I can answer them for any of the new people that are here. But let me go ahead and pull up my green screen here. Excuse my absolute bare walls behind me. I'm currently setting up this space to be a little bit more homey, to have a little bit more decoration and stuff. I just haven't planned it out yet, haven't had time for it yet. But without further ado, let's get into the questions. All right, starting off over on the video, I am the caretaker. The anomalies are out of hand. I mentioned for people to go ahead and ask me any questions for the AMA. I forgot to pin the comment. So I didn't get many on this particular post, but I've got a few more from the Discord and a separate YouTube post. But let's just get into this. Magical Donkey, great name. You asked, what video was your favorite to record? P.S. I love your channel. P.S. Thank you. Honestly, one of my favorite to record was probably playing through The Longing. That was just such a amazing experience to play through. An incredibly different game than anything I've ever played. And that was a very early video, or rather a very early series that I did here on my channel, and got a overwhelming support for the time of my channel for that series, and just had so much fun, had Walter Wednesdays. It's just such a fun experience, and I looked forward to playing that game every single week. Next one is from Snow White Christmas. You said you have a job besides YouTube. What is it, and how you got the time for both? Well, wavy emoji. Hello, Snow White. That is the question of the year right there. That is the absolute best question anybody should ask when trying to get into YouTube. I torture myself and do daily uploads. If you're trying to start a YouTube, you start with whatever you can. For me, it's a delicate balance. I obviously work a day job. I work 9 to 6 or 10 to 7, depending on the week. And so what I do is I basically kind of budget out my time to, as soon as I'm done with work, I get up, I shower, I go eat food, or I eat food here at home, and then give myself like a little bit of time, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, just to kind of relax, decompress. Sometimes work is long, kind of hard. And from that, then I'm just like, all right, let's go. Let's start recording something. I'm usually... So here's the difficulty with doing YouTube and working. I don't have a lot of time to plan out my videos. So, fun little tip here. The games that I play, I usually decide on them like 10 minutes before I start recording them. So I truly am going in blind with a lot of these playthroughs. And sometimes I don't get to pick the best games for myself or the most exciting games, but I do my best to find something that's interesting to me. But during the recording, it's pretty straightforward. My videos are usually within an hour's time, unless it's like a weekly, like a once a week series that might go a little bit over. So about an hour of recording, and then I've really just been able to maximize and really consolidate how I edit, and found a formula that works for me where I'm able to, I mean, honestly, get it down and edit it within a pretty short period of time, depending on the video. Some of them require a little bit more kind of in-depth involvement with it, but if it's just a straight shot and like I know that I did well with my edits, sometimes I just like make sure the intro's good, make sure the outro's good, and I just export it and send it to YouTube. Sometimes that leads to me forgetting things, but usually I'm able to edit things that I need to take out or do little fixes here and there. So that's how I juggle it. It's definitely a big kind of piece of my life to kind of dedicate the time to it. But at the same time, like I really enjoy it. Like it's such a fun time making these videos and recording them and like seeing the reactions from all of you. It's worth my while in that regard. And then whenever the weekend comes, like that's a time for me to like record in advance. So sometimes I'm able to record 1, 2, or 3 videos in a day on the weekend. And that way, if I'm like feeling really tired on a weekday, or like if I've got a friend that I want to hang out with, I can keep that time for myself and for social things, since I know I've already pre-recorded a couple of videos in advance. So it gives me a little bit of buffer time to stay a little bit more flexible with all that. But great question. And then Doomslayer asks, how long does it take to edit? Like I just mentioned, it's very variable. If I record a 15-minute video, it might take me 5 minutes to edit it. Again, I do pretty minimal edits in my videos, so really the main focus for me is just importing all the footage, cropping it out, green screening out the backgrounds here, positioning everything properly, setting the audio levels, cutting in the intro, cutting in the outro, and making sure there's nothing that I need to edit outside of that. So if it's real short video, pretty quick editing. Things like the Resident Evil series, those ones I know I don't need to do much edit at all, since it really is just a long play. So those can take, like legitimately, it can take about 15 minutes to edit something like Resident Evil. But to export it, so to actually turn it into a file that I can put onto YouTube, that can take upwards of 30 minutes, just depending on how long it takes. And then I gotta upload it, and then this is not the question on editing, but then I have to upload it, figure out a title, figure out a description, get the tags, and do all of the like nitty-gritty stuff with YouTube specifically. So great questions. And then up next, we've got our list from the YouTube post. And the first one that is gonna pop up, I'll just read all the comments. You appeared on my For You page on TikTok and made me laugh so hard that I couldn't help but subscribing and watching all your videos. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Flea. Vanilla, hi Vanilla, asks, hey Jacob, so proud that you've reached a whopping 58K. Really great work sticking to what you do. Here's a question. What was high school like for you? Cheers to your good work. Thank you, Vanilla. High school for me was interesting. I'm trying to think like the best way to describe my high school experience is interesting. I was like not in any kind of cool kids crowd of any sort, but like I still hung out with people who some people might consider like some of the cooler kids, but I also hung out with like a ton of people, really just like any group of people that I found similar interests with. So there's just kind of different groups almost every year that I would hang out with, and I was kind of an awkward kid. I was the kid that would walk around school with a Halo 3 shirt on, or walk around with my guitar because I had a guitar class, and I just was like super awkward. But somehow I got along with a lot of people, and it was a pretty good time. Junior high was rough. Junior high was definitely rough. But high school was a lot better. My high school was under constant construction for the entire time that was there. So that was a weird time because it was like we were in like these weird portable units all the time. we always had to walk around construction, so there wasn't a lot of like common space to just like hang out with people. But yeah, overall, high school wasn't too bad. Artemis 12 asks, much love to you, bro. You're such a wholesome YouTuber. You make my day better. Thank you. Not a question, but I appreciate it. Jordan Ketchum. I think the reason people love your videos is because you're so wholesome and downright hilarious. And keep up the great work. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much. Bella says, great job. You deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. And I said thank you to her. Katie, I have a question. How do you juggle your jobs? Surely working and also doing YouTube is insanely exhausting. How do you do it? Wait, are you the same person? No, you're not. Okay. Well, I answered this question a little bit, but it's hard. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, and a very strong resolve. There's obviously, when you're going through any type of stuff on YouTube, any type of content creation, for the most part, you're all alone. You're essentially starting. It's like you're starting your own business with no support from anyone, and there's like a weird aspect of like, is this doing well? Is this not doing well? Am I gonna just like implode my channel randomly? Is it gonna explode into something great? And the YouTube algorithm is just so mysterious. Like, you don't know if something's gonna be necessarily a good video, and that can get very stressful at times. But that's why you got to kind of have a really almost some thick skin kind of when going into something like content creation, because it's a lot to juggle. There's a lot of pressure that's kind of put on you as a creator, like self pressure, your own pressure for yourself, to try to perform well and try to do well, if that's the goal for yourself. Obviously, people do YouTube just for fun, and I would consider this a very fun thing that I like to do, but I also would love to make this into something that I'm doing full-time, obviously. So yeah, hopefully that helps answer the question, Katie. Thank you for that. Blue Halo Cindy, I'm glad you appeared on my For You page on TikTok. My sister and I have been watching your videos since the morning and love them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, another one, Doomslayer. I found you while on, I found you while I'm on observation duty a while ago. You were really funny, so I decided to subscribe. Thank you, Doomslayer. Kenshiro, hell yeah, brother. Keep making them good content. Once again, not a question, but thank you. Thank you very much. Carl, found you on TikTok, and I'm loving the content, bro. Thank you, Carl. Steven, the one and only. Steven, I know this is a cliche question, but we never really know the true answer. But where can you see yourself in 5 years? That is always a very, very difficult question to answer. I have never really been a person that has a 5-year plan. Even in high school, like I really just wanted to do creative. I wanted to do creative ventures. I wanted to do creative things. And I know you could consider somebody as like holding themselves back by not creating a plan for themselves, but just having a drive and knowing kind of what you want to shoot for, I guess that can kind of be looked at as like a longer term plan. But from 5 years from right now, I would say like, that's so far away. It's so close, but it's so far away. 5 years from now, I would really hope that I could be doing this like legitimately full time. That would be absolutely incredible. And I'd love to be doing more, not only content creation with like gaming videos, but I'd love to do more like creative cinematography. I'd love to make more of my music, and like a lifetime goal of mine is to create a full like album for music that I've written. For those of you who don't know, I play guitar, I sing. That's something I did a ton before getting into YouTube. But overall, in that 5-year time, I'd hope that I could be sustainable doing YouTube at that point, or yeah, just being able to pursue the things that I continue to enjoy. So I hope that answers your question, Stephen. Colton Mixon, excited for any upcoming game releases? Woo! So many. There's so many good games that are always coming out. Halo Infinite. Actually, go watch the E3 tier list video that I did. There were a ton on there. I'm trying to remember what all of them were. Deathloop, Halo Infinite. Super excited for Starfield whenever that actually drops. I'd love to see more gameplay video. We only saw a cinematic so far. Metroid Dread. Top four right there. Hopefully that answers the question. Marcus Weber. Why are you so funny? I think it's because I just embrace just the awkwardness of what I do. You are the funniest person when you are yourself. That's the answer to your question, I would say. Pascal, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate it. Not a question, but thank you. And then Jaden says, make an OnlyFans. Excuse me, sir. Or ma'am, I don't know. That is not, first and foremost, that is not a question. Second of all, Tuesday. No, I was kidding. OnlyFans, but you just get chin pics, double chin pics. That's what you get. All right, and that's all the questions from here. Now we jump over to the Discord where all the hard-hitting questions are at. So let's jump on over. All right, and here we go. Kayla Cheeto says, what you pet peeves? I'm sorry. What are your pet peeves? Oh boy, I don't really have a lot, to be honest. That's a good question. Just mean people? People who are like overly aggressively mean. I mean, that's just not even a pet peeve. That's just bad people. But when someone's just like constantly negative, just a lot of negativity in life, I guess that's a pet peeve, maybe. I don't know. Oh, all right. I got a real pet peeve for you. Holes in my socks. I buy so many socks, and I don't know what. I don't know if I've got razor toes or something, but I have to keep buying new socks because I always get a hole like where my big toe is or something. I swear there's nothing wrong with my feet. But yes, that's a pet peeve of mine. And then you're just walking around and all of a sudden you feel the hole, you feel your toe just go bloop, and it's just like sticking through the sock. It's not a fun time. Not a fun time. Rowan asks, what has been your favorite part of becoming a YouTuber/streamer? What has been your least favorite part? Ooh, favorite part is doing something that I enjoy and having other people enjoy that as well. In the most simple terms, I'm a people pleaser. I love having other people. I love to like make. It's a weird way to phrase it. I like to make people experience things through my creativity, whether that's an emotion, whether that's joy, whatever it might be. So when I was playing music a lot, one thing that I loved with my songwriting and with performing is how people reacted to it. I like to evoke emotion through what I do, and I love seeing that being represented through people, and just the fact that there's so much overwhelming support, feedback, and seeing how much people enjoy my content has just been absolutely incredible, and I love that, and I really do. My least favorite part about YouTube, honestly, there's not a lot. At least yet, not a lot yet that I have found that is like my least favorite part. Probably, and you won't know this until you actually do YouTube. YouTube has a ranking system on my dashboard that whenever I post a video, they will rank it from 1 being the best video that I've posted in the last 7 days, or like last 10 days, or number 10, the worst video I've ever posted in the last 10 days. And it will give me a ranking from 1 to 10 saying, you're doing a wonderful job on this video, or this video is absolute garbage and you probably shouldn't post this ever again. That's not the language they actually use, but that's what it feels like. And just seeing that every day is just a nightmare. A lot of YouTubers think the exact same thing about this metric, and it means absolutely nothing, but it still kind of gets to you. So seeing metrics like that are disappointing because you tend to dwell on it because you see it the first thing when you log into your YouTube portal. So for example, any of the long form series that I do, like Resident Evil right now, those will always show up as number 10 ranking, because obviously as a series gets longer, you are less likely to have more people watching it for the longer that the series is, because the first episode's probably going to be doing great. Second one, you'll get like maybe 90% of those first people, and then that kind of thing gets smaller and smaller the further into the series you go. So at a certain point with these long series, I love doing them, and the people who watch them really love them too. But YouTube always screams at me when I log in saying, "Stop it! Stop posting these!" And that's probably my least favorite part. On to the next one, NeoPixie. Favorite childhood memory. I might ask a few more because you might have covered that one. Because I've been so busy, I didn't realize you had done a first AMA to begin. OMG! It's all good. It's all good. This is for all of the new people here, and just for just new AMA stuff going on. But my favorite childhood memory. I'm trying to go back in my brain. Honestly, I don't know. It's gonna sound really weird, and if my parents are watching, I'm so sorry, but like I don't remember a lot from my childhood. It's really weird. It's very odd. I remember like little moments, and like little things will remind me of my childhood, that are like nice things, obviously. And the one thing that comes to my mind immediately, it sounds really dumb, but like I just remember it very vividly. My mom's watching this, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There was these like you know how helium balloon, like the kind of metally, like plastic ones, they're just very like taut. They used to sell like a really large one, and it was very flat, so you could throw it like a disc. You don't put helium in it, just normal air. And I was driving with my mom, and I remember we saw one floating in the air, and like we were kind of chasing it with the car. We ended up grabbing it. And I don't know if it was the same day, but then afterwards we went to the beach, and we went to the tide pools, and I just remember that being a nice moment from my childhood. Yeah. Fate. What's the best thing you've ever done for someone? Best thing I've ever done for someone? Like an individual? Gosh, I don't even know. I can't even. Maybe just like being a good friend or something. Like that's a difficult question, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think I would say like just being present for people. I think people underestimate like how much like interpersonal things are so important for other people. Because like when someone asks a question like what's the best thing you've ever done for someone, like the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, best thing, I got them a new car, or like something physical, something monetary. And for me, like when I think of doing something for someone, like just being there for people, being a friend, being just somebody that can be relied upon. My good friend Isaac, like we went through hard times of life together, and whether it was just random things, just life happenings or whatever it was, and I feel like we both were always trying to be very always just good friends for one another, and trying to be there to support one another. So hopefully that helps answer the question. Sam! Dingo. What up, dude? Are you having fun? Yes! Next question. Rowan yet again. Who is your comfort YouTuber/streamer? I love watching Jacksepticeye. It's great. He's been a little absent lately, which is totally fine. Good that he's getting his personal life together, his health together, and all of that. Love John Wolfe. John Wolfe is an incredible inspiration for like kind of influence on what I do. He's like purely horror on his channel for the most part. He does every once in a while non-horror stuff, but I always really enjoyed watching his horror content. There's so many different people. I loved watching Casey Neistat when he did his daily vlogs. That was a kind of great time overall. PewDiePie, Markiplier, I feel like I should just pull up my subscription list. You know who else is really good? I love Wolf Den. Wolf Den is fantastic. They do, it's like tech review or like gaming tech review type things, but Bob, who's like one of the two brothers, he has live streams that he does, which are always very entertaining. He does like a clips channel as well, that I always really enjoy. And then Gab Smulders, watch a lot of her content, and she does a lot of like horror focus as well, which obviously I always really enjoy. Oliver, do you wear shoes in your apartment? Oh, Oliver, you will never find out. Just kidding. I already told him. Sometimes I do. I walk in the house with my shoes on. And then when I'm relaxing and sitting down, that's when I'll take off my shoes. Gotta let them toes breathe. And then, next up, we've got Sam. How do you Vaseline your toes through shoes? It's an inside joke. Ignore that. Rowan, yet again, what does your family think about your videos / doing YouTube? My family enjoys it. They watch pretty often. Hi, Mom and Dad. You might be watching this one. I have no idea. But no, they think it's really cool. They're proud of me for what I do with it, and they recognize the hard work that I do for all of my YouTube. My mom and dad will text me every once in a while, be like, make a reference to one of the videos. In fact, my mom just texted me the other day, and I got really scared because all I saw come through on my phone was from Mom. Dead body on couch. And I saw that and I was like, what? Where's their dead body, Mom? It took me like half a second to realize what she was referencing, and it was the YouTube video of the I'm on a surveillance mission with the guy that was on the couch. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. Next one is also from Rowan. Do you ever think about branching out, doing videos other than Let's Plays, like reaction videos or more stuff, or more of your music stuff? Absolutely 100,000% yes. I'd love to do more than just gaming. In fact, I recently just bought a new camera, not that one right there, so that I can take it out and actually make videos, produce stuff, and upload new types of content. I would use the one that is being pointed at my face right now, but it is basically hardwired into this desk, and it's just an extreme hassle to move it. So I needed a secondary camera to actually do content that's not sitting at this desk, just talking head like this. Next question, Levi. Would you ever consider doing I Am the Caretaker live on YouTube for the viewers to help? I think it would be a lot of fun. That is a great question. Those games they actually surprisingly go by very quickly. I thought about it. I really did think about doing some live streams of it, and I'm not sure. I think it would be fun to do it like after the fact, that like, because I've basically already beat all the games. If you haven't seen the videos, they're pretty much all done. But it'd be fun to maybe do it so that the community could get involved. Like I'd stay kind of out of it and let everybody else do it some more too. I really do want to live stream a lot more, but like was mentioned previously, the work-life balance plus YouTube makes it difficult to set aside that time for the live streams, and that as well. Obviously, I've been trying to commit to every Sunday doing the Minecraft streams, or at least streaming something on Sundays, and even that's been a little difficult for me at times, just because life happens. You got personal stuff that goes on. Usually I got a lot of family stuff that happens on the weekends, or I'm seeing friends that I haven't seen in a while, since a lot of the kind of mask stuff COVID stuff is starting to normalize a bit more. We're going back into Delta, which is unfortunate. So not as much now, but yeah, hopefully that answers that one. I've been saying a lot. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Hopefully that answers the question for you. Olivia, 3 music-related questions. 1, have you ever considered making your own music videos and putting them on your channel? 2, when was the last time you wrote a song? And number 3, what made you want to learn guitar / become a musician? Great questions, and questions I love answering about music. Been doing music a very long time now, much longer, obviously, than I've been doing YouTube. Have I ever considered making your own music videos and putting them on your channel? Fun fact, I have some very old videos on YouTube. They are currently privated right now. They're not music videos or anything, but it's just me in front of a really old camera, like a really young Jacob, like doing, I think one of them is a cover, one of them is me playing the banjo. I had this goal in mind, like if I ever hit 100K, I would unprivate one of the videos and just embarrass myself. I'll probably do that. We'll see. Like if it gets to 100K before the end of the year for the subscribers, I'll definitely do that. But outside of that, yes, I'd love to make videos. I'm actually, like over the past few years, like I've even thought of like concepts and ideas for recording videos to do for music videos, specifically for any of my songs. Main problem is I need to like professionally record the songs so that I can make a video from the music, if that makes sense. Because most of what I've done is just out and performing rather than recording. So that's why there's not really a lot of music of mine out in the ether. And then when was the last time I wrote a song? That's been, to be frank, that's been a big struggle. That's been a very big struggle in my life. It's been quite a while since I legitimately wrote a song from beginning to end that had like a coherent kind of base to it. I wrote a lot of music and a lot of songs for a long time, and I think I just really hit a really weird creative slump over the past, I want to say it's been honestly probably about 4 years. And I think I attribute a lot of that to, I had a lot of pretty down points in my life a few years ago, just a lot of things that were going on. Working a job I didn't like. I had just different kind of personal things that were going on, and it was difficult to find kind of a real motivation to be creative and to write and to kind of make music that was new for me. I'd always be kind of coming up with like little guitar parts or maybe like thinking of little lyrics here and there, but piecing them all together to make a coherent thing, that was something that it's been a long time, and it's something that I really need to kind of rediscover about my that kind of creative side of myself. Yeah. And then number 3, what made you want to learn guitar and become a musician? This is a great and also embarrassing story here. Flashback. Jacob in, what, like 2008? 2009 maybe? When did Guitar Hero 2 come out? That's the real question. I started playing guitar and singing because of Guitar Hero. Yeah, I said it. I'm not gonna toot my horn too much here. I've tried to stay pretty humble with things that I do, but I was a beast at Guitar Hero. At a certain point in time for Guitar Hero 3, I was nationally ranked like top 50 in the, like, actually I think it was top 50 in the world, not even nationally. I went to a couple competitions and I've only been beaten once by someone. I don't have the chops that I do anymore. I've been really wanting to make videos for YouTube on Guitar Hero, but alas, copyright. I can't upload any music from any of the Guitar Hero games, so that's sad. But I was really good at Guitar Hero, and I decided that I wanted to play electric guitar. Started playing electric guitar, and then I don't even know what it was that made me want to start singing. But I remember I went to, I was at my church, and I went and like sat down with one of the leaders there, the one that was in charge of the like worship band, and I was like, can you tell me if I'm okay at singing? And I like sat down and started playing a song, and I was so nervous. It took me like 30 minutes just to start singing, and And they were so nice. They were like, oh my gosh, you're so good. And that kind of gave me a little bit more confidence to actually start playing more. Played at my church a lot, played in our worship band. And as I kind of got more comfortable playing other music, I ended up starting writing my own, went out and started playing at like little coffee shops. And then, yeah, that's what the whole start of it ended up being. Next, a question. Let's see here. Kamikaze says, number 1, what was it like when you got your first recognition as a YouTuber? Are you asking about recognition like from YouTube or like out in the wild, like someone recognizing me? I'll answer both of them, I guess. I've only had one person say, like, have I seen you from somewhere? And then figure out I was actually from TikTok. That was wild. I was at a costume castle last Halloween. And the guy recognized me in the store from a TikTok video that I did. And I was like, what? Whoa, I was like, I'm Jacob. And it was super cool. First recognition as a YouTuber. I think that's what you meant by that. I'm hoping. And then number 2, what is your favorite genre of video games? Answer should not be, I like all games. I like all games. No, I love story-driven narrative games. That's kind of, if there's a great narrative, that's my go-to game. That encompasses a lot of different overall genres. So horror games, I really love as well. They're even better when there's a cool story behind them. Any type of like BioShock. I love the BioShock series. That's one of my favorite like franchises ever. And really anything that is just kind of bringing me into a story, that's something that I'm going to enjoy. So that's why you don't see me playing a lot of like multiplayer like shooters like Call of Duty and all these other things, because it's like you're just mindlessly kind of doing the same thing over and over again. It's fun to kind of build up that skill, and there's definitely some fun to be had playing with friends or playing with people that you know. But for me, like, I really love getting kind of sucked into a good story. Who is your favorite musical artist? Laura Marling is not even national. She is a worldwide treasure. She makes some beautiful, beautiful music. She's categorized as folk, and yeah, she's like one of my all-time favorite musicians. I've seen her a few times in concert. I've met her. She signed something for me, signed a vinyl that I bought. Very, very sweet woman. Rate the top 5 games you've played and liked in your channel. Ooh. Longing. Probably both the Resident Evils. So Resident Evil 7 and 8. Village and 7. Oh gosh. Oh, Jimmy. What's the game called? At Dead of Night. And then, Spiritfarer was really good. I'll go with Spiritfarer. That was just a beautiful game. Any game that can make me cry. That's gonna be a good one. And then, how are you always so cheerful and lighthearted in your videos? Comes from the heart, honestly. I try to be a positive person, and I try to keep up a personality, or not a personality. I try to keep up a spirit of kindness and a spirit of love, and it's something that is. It's not easy all the time. You get frustrated in life, and that can bleed into the things that you do, the things that you make, the things that you create, like YouTube. And I would say I have a very optimistic outlook, and I'm like half optimist, half realist when kind of like looking at situations and things. So in a way, like, I don't get bothered very much by inconveniences or things that happen in my life. I see things in a way that is trying to see the positivity, or looking at a positive outlook for different types of outcomes, whether they're positive or not, more subjectively. And I feel like it's something that it's kind of practiced through my life and kind of through the person that I am. If anyone ever meets me in real life, and I know I've met a small handful of people. I'm very much the same person off camera as I am right here in front of all of you. I may not be as like focused on making something and like speaking in a way, but I'm still the same me and carry the same attitude outside of what you all see here on film. Yeah, that's great questions. Mighty Llama, good name. If you could do VR stuff, if the editing and other stuff wasn't that hard, would you do it? Absolutely. It was, as some of you may know, one of the very first videos on my channel, gaming-wise, was Prey TranStar VR, which was super cool, super fun. I've got the HTC Vive. It's actually the whole reason I bought a gaming laptop in the first place. I bought it so that I could play VR. I'm a huge proponent of VR games, and I love VR, but I do not get time to play it, mostly because it is very inconvenient. My room has traditionally been very small. I usually record with my bed behind me, as you saw at the beginning of the video. The bed is no longer there. I used to have a roommate. He moved out. I moved my bed in the other room, so now I have this entire room for recording. But beforehand, it was just very difficult to do any type of VR. The setup would take literally like an hour or two just to set it up, and then I'd be sweaty and tired before I even started recording. And then I would do the recordings, and then it would just not end well. It had a lot of problems, had a lot of technical issues, and if it was all a simple, easy process like it is with making normal videos, absolutely, absolutely. Cyanide Jam, what made you become a YouTuber? Other question that you may or may not answer, how hard is I'm on Observation Duty 3 headquarters on a scale of 1 to 10? Second question first. I would rate it a 9 out of 10. It was very difficult. No, I'll give it an 8 because it was more so difficult because it was such a large map. I think it was rather simple to find the things, and it really just kind of got down to how large the map was and how many things you had to look at, because you get a pattern at a certain point, so it made it a little bit easier as you went along. And then what made me become a YouTuber? Boy, oh boy, that is a loaded question. I have always loved watching YouTube and enjoyed YouTubers for a long time. One of the first people that really truly made me want to start doing YouTube was a girl by the name of Gabrielle Applin. She did music on YouTube, and she got her musical start by uploading covers and then eventually her own songs, and she would record in her bathroom in the bathtub because it had the best reverb, and she just made beautiful, awesome music, and I was super inspired by that, and that's actually exactly why I uploaded a couple videos when I was very young, playing a banjo and doing a really terrible cover of a Blue Oyster Cult song, and that's what made me get a YouTube and upload for the first time. Outside of that, I've always enjoyed gameplay videos a little bit later on in my life, and I was very intrigued with doing content creation outside of just music, because music is a completely different type of creativity, but it also shares a lot of similarities. But I wanted to be able to do something that wasn't limited by me going to a coffee shop or a small venue to play music, but something that I could have a little bit more reach and have a little bit more accessibility to. So it was kind of a 2-year period that I was like experimenting with live streaming on Twitch, and I actually made quite a lot of really cool friends on there. Very small community. I think at most I ever had was like 5 people that joined in a stream at any one time, and again, that was over a span of almost 2-year period. But I was doing these streams every so often, and then at the end of 2019, like mid to end of 2019, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start uploading a couple videos to YouTube. And that's when I did the Prey VR. I did like an episode or 2 of a game that was very similar in styling to kind of what I thought maybe would be close to the BioShock games. Ended up not being quite the same. They were just in kind of the same era in the game itself. But I did like maybe 1 or 2 videos of that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of fun. Got like maybe a handful of views from like personal friends that would watch it, and it was kind of fun. And then it wasn't until I went to a Twitch event in I think it was January or February of 2020. I went because it was open to everybody. In fact, I'm actually going, depending on when I put this video up, I'm going to another one, the first one back since that last one, this coming Saturday. But yeah, I went and I met up with just anybody. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. I went and it was free for anybody who basically had a Twitch. So whether you were a partner, an affiliate, or just a watcher, you could just go. You just had to sign up and it was free. It was just like a small little venue where people could just go and kind of connect and basically just meet one another. Just a very informal kind of little event where people could connect and hang out and just talk about streaming. And I was so incredibly inspired by everybody that was around me when I was in an environment with people that were all kind of in the same space, the same kind of gaming, streaming, content creation. I was just like, I need to really go into this. I really want to do this, and I want to be going to these events as somebody that's adding to this space. And that's when I uploaded my like very first like real horror video on February 14th, 2020. It was Valentine's Day. And started to do daily uploads immediately following that. And that very first video just blew up. And I was like, okay, we're going full speed. So yeah, that's the origins of what made me decide to become a YouTuber. And it's been amazing. Oh, and another piece, I'm just all over the place. I'm flip-flopping. I hope you all don't mind. This is just me floating out everything that's in my mind right now. Essentially, for music, I was kind of doing the same thing over and over. I was going to the same music venue, playing the same songs, covering songs, performing songs that I wrote, and on Twitch as well as gaming, I was also doing music on Twitch. So I was kind of performing, but also playing video games. And a part of me was like, well, why don't I just create videos and play games with the same kind of performative and vigor and excitement that I do with when I'm performing my music. So that's what made me kind of want to really get into YouTube, because it's something that I've been basically doing. I've been performing for a while for people, and something I've always enjoyed. And YouTube was something that I was able to be doing for more people and able to kind of express in different ways. So it's like flexing a creativity muscle, which I really enjoy. Oh, I got another one from NeoPixie. Have you ever went indoor rock climbing? I'm terrified of heights, but I did something like that when I was 16 and it was very liberating, even though I was super nervous. And if not, what would be the most daring or adventurous thing for you personally that you've done? And if they had a Jacob Forster meal at McDonald's, what would it be? By the way, would totally buy it. I don't think I saw that question in advance. I've never been into a indoor rock climbing place, but I've been on the rock climbing walls at like little theme parks. They freak me out. I used to be absolutely terrified of them. I'm kind of scared of heights a little bit. But I eventually conquered my fear and made it to the top a few times and have rung the bell or whatever it is that you do. So it's fun. I do enjoy it. And then if not, what would be the most daring or adventurous thing for you personally that you've done? What would be that I have done? I've driven cross country. Drove from California to New York and all the way back. That was pretty exciting. And if they had a Jacob Forster meal at McDonald's, what would it be? Oh, everybody's gonna absolutely hate me for this, but it'd be mandatory. You cannot adjust your order. It's two cheeseburgers and fries, but the French fries are in the burger. So you get a cheeseburger, a little pile of fries, and then the last bun on top. And you just get two of them, and it's just a potatoey cheeseburger. And when I tell you this is legitimately what I eat when I go to McDonald's. I don't know if it's something I did when I was a child, but it's just like, that is like the ultimate comfort food for me. I don't know why I'm so weird. Yeah, that's the Jacob Forster deal with it. Technoblade, to SpongeBob or to Mignon? Definitely to SpongeBob, without a question. Next. Beowulf asks, opinion on LGBT. I was gonna think of a funny acronym like lovely, great, beautiful people, but that didn't make sense. The P didn't add in anywhere. But no, awesome, amazing people. While I don't personally fit into the kind of categories that are laid within there, as the person that I am, again, I've got nothing but love and just support for everybody within the community itself. So thank you for that question. Erica asks, I have two questions. One, what's the best piece of advice you could give to someone in their early 20s? And number two, what are some of your all-time favorite TikTok memes? Best piece of advice you could give someone in their early 20s. Enjoy your life. Do fun things. While you are young, you do not have, again, it depends on the person, but you do not have to work yourself to death when you are very young. You have a very long life ahead of you. I am rounding on 30 here very soon, and in my early 20s, I skipped out of college. I've decided to live in Nashville, Tennessee. I went and played music in many different states. I enjoyed the company of my friends. I went out and explored the world, confined within the US for the most part. I wish I could be out in more countries, and just really was able to kind of personally grow and enjoy me. I worked at the same time, but I tried not to overwork myself, even though I did at times when I was younger. In fact, I started working when I was like 14 and a half, so that doesn't make much sense. But it wasn't until later on in my 20s that I decided, you know what, I want to go back to school. I've kind of enjoyed being out and away from professional life, and I wanted to just kind of do that to fulfill almost like an accomplishment in my life, to just kind of go back to school and get a bachelor's degree. It was very tough. It was very difficult. But yeah, biggest piece of advice is enjoy life, and as much as you can, be with the people that you love. And then what are my all-time favorite TikToks / memes? There are so many. There's so many. And I'm like so bad with thinking on the spot. But like, okay, one of my favorite ones is the bird. The red bird. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's like, it's just like sitting there and it just goes, I don't know. It's like laughing and it's like bobbing his head, and then it like zooms in its head super close. And then it just cuts to like an anime voice being like, every second you aren't running, I am getting closer. I'll have to find it and put it in this edit.
Every second you're not running, I'm only getting closer.
Most iconic Vine, in your opinion? Skybernetics. I'm in me mum's car. Get out me car. Broom, broom. If you know, you know. The main Eliza. Is there MMOs that you play currently? Not currently. I don't play MMOs too often. The one I played the most was Guild Wars 2 with my good friend Mo. You know who you are. I don't know if she watches this. But we played Guild Wars 2 a ton back in the day. And then played a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. Didn't get too super into it, and played a little bit of World of Warcraft. Again, didn't get into it, but I paid for it for like a year and a half and didn't even realize it. Cancel your monthly subscriptions if you don't remember, people. And then next one, Zodiac sign. Hero, thank you for the wonderful question, but also I have no clue. Someone just asked me this on TikTok, like, Jacob, what's your zodiac sign? It may have been you, I don't know. And I literally just replied, like, I have no idea. Do what you may with that. But I was born in June 12th. I don't know if that answers that question. That's how little I both don't really know much about zodiac signs, and I don't subscribe to that. I don't really care too much. Sorry. And then Rowan, got another one here. What's your goal with streaming / YouTube? Like, do you have sub goals that you hope to hit? Or is it like an as big as I can get kind of thing? It's a scary, dangerous question. It's a very weird question to think of for myself. I appreciate the question. It's a great question. Because it's something that you... I know there's people out there that are like, I'm gonna have the biggest channel on YouTube. Like, whoa, I'm gonna be the next big person. And that's fantastic. Like, if you have that drive, do it. Like, go for it and do it. For me, like, I'm very much at a point of like, I would love to just keep on growing and to keep doing the thing. The biggest goal that I can ever hope to achieve, and this was very much a similar concept when I was doing music, was I hope that I can do creative work and thrive. That's it. So if I'm able to get to a point where any form of creativity is sustaining me, that would be miraculous. And that would be quite literally a dream come true. I do my best to work hard at everything that I do, and whether that's in professional work, I try my best in personal relationships, or with creativity. And as much as I like really work hard with specifically professional, frankly, it's in a sense it can be soul crushing to be working a 9 to 5. Obviously, different jobs have different feelings with that. Current job I'm with is pretty awesome with how they're structured, but it's still hard. It's hard to kind of live in that life of doing the exact same thing 5 days out of the week, and you're not doing anything that you are doing. Yeah, I don't know if that phrasing makes sense, but for me, like, I'm very much I need to do things. Like, I need to make things. I need to go places, and anything that can help me to do that and be sustained, that's life-changing for me. And I'm excited to see where this channel is going, and the growth so far has just completely exceeded my expectations of going back to the kind of realist Jacob of what I ever kind of would have imagined this would be at this stage. But then again, like, looking at metrics and seeing how the channel is growing, like, it's also not surprising that it's getting to the point that it's at, just with kind of how historically this has been going. So I'm excited to see where this will go. Hopefully this just keeps on growing. That would be absolutely insane, and I would love that. And I don't know if I would love to be the biggest YouTuber. like that might be scary. That honestly might be scary. But at the same time, like, I try to embrace it as much as I can. So thank you for that question, Rowan. And then Vast, the last question here on the list. Have you ever considered doing some more VR horror games? Maybe some on side quest? To answer the question from previously, yeah, I'd love to do more VR, just in general. Horror games on VR, that would be absolutely terrifying, which would probably make for very fun videos for all of you, just seeing me screaming with a mask on. Sorry, I'm like fidgeting with everything on my desk and just throwing things all over the floor. Okay, I'm done. I don't know what side quest is. I'll have to look into that. But yes, I'd love to. And then the last question: what was your initial mission with YouTube/streaming? Honestly, I wanted to be creative. I wanted to be able to flex my creative muscle. That's a big thing. Again, kind of how with music, it was just, I was doing a lot of the same thing over and over, and I wanted to be able to expand it further. So I wanted to kind of reach more people and just be a positive force within kind of what's going on over here on YouTube. One thing that I miss the most was just logging onto YouTube every day and watching some of my favorite content creators play these long video games and just watching episode after episode. And actually a really big part of it is some really, really rough times in life I was able to kind of help get through by watching other people's YouTube, whether it was vlogs or gaming content or whatever it was. Like, it was able to help me kind of not necessarily get out of a slump. Like, they didn't have necessarily a direct impact on that, but it allowed me to put my focus away from any down moments in life. Just kind of being able to watch somebody else enjoy a game, laugh, and have fun. And even in good moments, watching these, is nice to laugh with another creator and watching them play a game. And as I'm getting older, and as a lot of YouTube is getting older, I feel like that kind of content has been, and it may just be I'm looking in the wrong places, but I feel like that content's been missing a lot. A lot of the content creators, specifically in the gaming space nowadays, it's very much focused on cynicism, negativity, competition, and being the best person, like the greatest of all time, or almost sports-like in a lot of aspects, with a more competitive scene. And I've never been big into sports, like, at all. And it seems to me like a lot of gaming content doesn't necessarily cater to what I enjoyed and what I liked. And I wanted to bring my own flavor of what I used to really enjoy back to YouTube. So yeah, that's kind of what my initial mission was. But this has been awesome. This has been incredible, growing with everybody here on this channel. We're basically at 60K. Like I mentioned, there's peaks and valleys going through with kind of the ups and downs of YouTube, with the overall like growth, and then a little bit of stagnation. You get a little bit more growth, and it's usually a lot of like big jumps, real small climbs. Big jumps, little small climbs. And I have a feeling it'll be a little bit till we kind of hit the next big peak, but who knows? Like, we already just like had a crazy jump of almost 20,000 people in the past like week and a half, which blows my mind. I can't even believe that this happened, and it's overwhelming in the best of ways. Like, I could not have been more excited. I was like literally just like freaking out. I was like looking at my phone like, and I would check like every night to see where it went. My parents were texting me like, you just hit blah, blah, blah number. I was like, wow. And it's just been such a joy. It's been such a joy to do YouTube for you all. So I thank you each and every single one of you for coming along for this journey. I cannot wait to see where we continue to grow, where we continue to go with this channel. Again, keep an eye out. I'd love to have you all see any different kind of content coming out of my channel. There will always be obviously a major focus on gaming, but I do plan on doing some more different genre of videos in the near future. Like I mentioned, we've got the Twitch event coming up, and I'm planning on doing a full vlog for that. So I hope you all enjoy that as it comes out. But yeah, hopefully that answers all of the questions that you all had. Thank you again for the participation for this AMA. Thank you for nearly 60,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you for everybody coming along. Thank you for the amazingly kind words, the amazing comments. A quick note, a couple people are like, Jacob, don't worry about the comments on the observation duty videos. I think they're hilarious. Whenever I miss something, people are screaming at me. I think it's hilarious. Don't even worry about that. Like, I encourage people to point it out, and I think it's really funny watching people freak out about me missing stuff, because it's just funny. It honestly is. I have very thick skin when it comes to comments. Like, I really don't care if people are like, be nice, people. Be nice out there. Not everybody is like has a thick skin when it comes to taking in some type of negativity. Like, I've had to deal with negative people in my life growing up, and so like I'm used to it, and I deflect with kindness. Like, just throw the kindness back into the people that show you any type of hate or unkind acts. But anyway, that being said, love the comments. I don't care. Don't even worry about it. But yes, I love every single one of you and for being here and for the amazing people that you are. Appreciate it. You are awesome. You all are amazing. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Later.